The village of Cana was alive with celebration, hosting a wedding feast that promised merriment for days. Tables were laden with roasted meat, fresh bread, briny olives, and sweet fruits, and the air hummed with the joyful sound of flutes and laughter. The guests, draped in bright robes and turbans, sat close together, sharing food and good humor. Among them were Jesus and his disciples, along with his mother, Mary. The feast was well underway, and a beautiful rhythm of eating and drinking settled over the crowd. The young groom and his bride reclined in a place of honor, their faces glowing with happiness as servants brought them fresh trays of dates and grapes. However, Mary's keen eyes, ever watchful over the occasion, soon picked up a subtle but significant shift in the movements of the household servants. The flow of wine, the symbol of joy and plenty, had stopped. To run out of wine at a wedding was more than a shortage, it was a deep dishonor and embarrassment to the host family. Mary quietly approached Jesus where he was seated among the guests, her expression conveying the urgency of the situation. She leaned in close, her voice low, and whispered, "They have no wine." Jesus looked at her, his expression one of gentle reluctance. He answered, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." But Mary did not debate. She knew her son. Turning instantly to the servants who were hovering nearby, worried and unsure, she gave them a simple, clear command that would change everything. "Whatever he says to you, do it." Jesus rose and walked toward a secluded area of the house where 6 large stone water jars, normally used for ceremonial washing, stood. He instructed the servants, "Fill the water pots with water." The servants, remembering Mary's words, quickly obeyed. They dipped their pitchers into the cistern and hauled the water, filling the massive jars right up to the brim. When they had finished, Jesus gave the next instruction. "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast." The head steward, oblivious to the quiet drama, was tasting a sample of the new liquid. He lifted the cup, brought it to his nose, and then took a long drink. His eyes widened in shock and confusion, and a moment later, pure delight. The liquid was not water, it was wine of extraordinary quality. The master of the feast called the groom over, his face flushed with surprise and admiration. "Every man serves the good wine first, and when the guests have drunk freely, then the poor wine," he exclaimed, gesturing wildly. "But you have kept the best until now." The young groom and his bride exchanged a look of utter relief and bewildered joy, knowing nothing of the change that had just occurred. The music picked up once more, and the feast continued, saved from disgrace. As the wedding celebration resumed, Jesus' disciples watched the scene, their faces reflecting a profound realization. They had just witnessed the beginning of the miraculous works of Jesus, and they believed in him.